Shio, Dazia Danilaga, Elawodahi, Hana Aneha'i, Agayi, Una Delena, Anitzalagi, Aneha'i, Gayalena, Nole, Duna Dasha'i, Hia, Anitzalagi, Dunala Shinei, Gadohi, Nole, Doyidizan, Nusta'i, Shkihno Iusti, Hani, Anehi, Anitzalagi, Dikti, Doyi, Dunishquanigota'i. Ani hi yoshkoi, undoti ohni, ani talagi, shki.
Shio, welcome to our beautiful ancestral homelands located in western North Carolina and home of the Southern Appalachian Mountains. My name is Joey Al, and I am the Secretary of Agriculture and Natural Resources for the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. It is our pleasure to bring this video to the EPA National Tribal Science Council, showcasing the variety of work that is carried out by the exceptional staff of the EBCI Natural Resources Department. In this video, you will learn about how our wildlife staff conduct research on wildlife and aquatic organisms that inform us of the biological health of our ecosystem. You will see and hear how our horticultural program supports stream restoration and traditional artisan resource projects for tribal communities and their members. Our regulatory and compliance staff will discuss their role in monitoring projects for ensuring tribal and federal regulations are maintained and adhered to on tribal lands. The Air Quality Office staff will explain how they have maintained and operated the longest continuous tribal ambient air monitoring program in EPA Region 4. The Water Quality Office supervisor will discuss the breadth of responsibilities for ensuring our water quality standards are maintained in our water bodies and that land disturbing projects do not negatively impact our streams and rivers. We have maintained and operated a world-class trout production facility that produces over 200,000 pounds annually and that is stocked throughout the boundary. And finally, you will hear from our forest resources specialist on the unique work that is conducted that meshes traditional ecological knowledge with standard scientific methodologies that aims to validate generations of knowledge in our way of life and interacting with our landscape.
I'm Caleb Hickman. I'm the supervisory biologist with Cherokee Fisheries and Wildlife. We work with all manner of fisheries and wildlife, whether they're game, non-game, endangered species, species of concern or cultural concern, and their habitats. One of the major duties that we have is to manage the fisheries and the organisms related to the water quality for the tribe. What we did today is we sampled the fish diversity in our river. And what that can tell us is whether the water is clean, whether it's safe, and healthy for people as well. So the different species that do occur here can be an indicator of that water quality. And so what we do is we look around in different parts of the river and try to determine what's here. And that can tell us a lot about the health of the system.
My name is David Anderson. I'm the Horticulture Operations Supervisor within the Natural Resources Department, and I work at the Jesse Al Dugan Native Plant and Greenhouse Facility. And we work with native and cultural significant plants. We work with fruits, vegetables, fruit bushes. We work with artisan resources, anything that has to do with farmers. Work with monarchs, pollinators. And today we had an event to donate hickory trees to all the stickball teams in the community so that they can plant them. So 10, 15 years down the road, they have trees to harvest for sticks, but also for the food source, for baskets, for the wildlife, and just be good stewards of the land and do our part in replenishing this hickory tree that's become a little rare to find.
My name is Derek Tockwit. I work with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians Regulatory Office, and our responsibilities are erosion control, monitoring stream and wetland impacts, hazardous materials. We monitor tribal projects like the one behind me. Any possessory holding projects we monitor. We're responsible for monitoring and inspecting the underground storage tanks on tribal grounds. Our office is also responsible for a US EPA brownfield grant. This project specifically, probably one of the bigger projects that really encompasses everything our office does all at once. So this is one we'll have to keep a close eye on to fix any issues we see on site.
Hello, my name is Katie Tiger, and I am the Air Quality Program Supervisor for the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. The tribe has been monitoring ambient air quality since 1999, and I have been a part of it since 2008. Our primary goal is to monitor for ozone and PM 2.5 for compliance with the National Ambient Air Quality Standards. We also do various annual projects depending on the community needs. Some of the past projects we have done include installation of a biodiesel production facility in where all the biodiesel produced is used in our school buses, installation of a solar PV, solar hot water and wind turbine at the Cherokee Visitor Center as an alternative energy demonstration project. We've also distributed 100 Healthy Homes toolkits to the community. We've distributed radon test kits to the community. And we are also a part of a Woodstone change-out program with Duke Energy and the American Lung Association. Some of the current projects that we are working on are the addition of the air pointer system to our ambient monitoring network. This system consists of federally equivalent methods of monitoring for ozone and PM 2.5, along with a meteorological all-in-one sensor. The air pointer system is on a trailer, so it can easily be moved. Currently, it is at our high elevation monitoring site. The neat thing about the air pointer system is that it has everything that a traditional monitoring site has, but at a fraction of the footprint, and it's portable. We also received a grant to replace one of our diesel school buses with an electric school bus and the charging infrastructure. And finally, our mobile smoke monitoring system. This system is going to be used for prescribed burns and wildfire events. The system is capable of monitoring for ozone, PM 2.5 and 10, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and meteorological parameters. I hope that one day all of you can make it out to Cherokee and experience our culture and see our beautiful landscape. Shki.
My name is Mike Bolt. I'm the Water Quality Section Supervisor with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians Water Quality Office. We're based here in Birdtown, which is on the Cherokee Indian Reservation. This office has been here since 1989. I came on board about 10 years after it started. And what we do is we check water quality of effluent discharges into the river. This particular facility puts in about 2 to 3 million gallons a day. We also do sampling of the river itself and all the streams around it. We have 6 sub-basins and we rotate through them all. We do chemistry monitoring on the river, and we also do biological sampling on the river, which is collecting macroinvertebrates, mayfly, stonefly, and caddisfly. Because those insects live in the river, that tells us what the water quality is like year-round rather than just the instant samples that we get from the chemistry. It's good, rewarding work, and we like taking care of our natural resources here in Cherokee.
Hi, my name is David Rowland. I'm the fish culturist up here at the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians Trout Hatchery. We grow fish here, rainbow trout, brown trout, and brook trout, to stock our rivers and ponds. We have approximately 30 miles of river and 3 fishing ponds that we stock annually. We average over 200,000 pounds of trout stocked annually. We raise our trout from eggs. We also purchase fingerlings and had to purchase some stocking trout sometimes. We get our bigger fish from the federal hatcheries that we have a relationship with, and they send their brood fish out. We do stock weekly, year-round. We're only closed for 2 weeks out of the year. Our men do a good job up here raising our fish, and we do a lot of programs with the community. This is pre-COVID, of course. We like to have school groups and other various groups come up here and teach them a little bit about what we do. There's just a lot of day-to-day upkeep with keeping the screens clean and the raceways and our fish disease-free. We work year-round and really do a good effort to keep the fish in the river for our anglers. I think the last few years we've been averaging over 50,000 permits annually, so it is a source of revenue for our tribe and just also a source of enjoyment for our local people as well as our tourists.
Shio Nagada, Ayan Tommy Cabe, Dagwadoha, Shisko Digilosa. I said, hello, my name is Tommy Cabe. I'm from Birdtown. I am the tribe's forest resource specialist. I've been employed with the Natural Resource Office since 2005, and what this position does is intended to do is to help advocate forest practices on the boundary and off the boundary. And forest practices, you know, through our minds as Cherokee, isn't the traditional forest management concept. What we're doing is we're engaging into partnerships with the Forest Service and the Park Service through this position to talk about projects on sustainable foods, artisan resources, and to help manage those resources off boundary on the Forest Service landscape and on the Park Service landscape. And some of this work does involve access for collecting. And with the Forest Service, there's a little bit broader spectrum of species that we can harvest and we're going to be engaged in for management. With the Park Service, there's Rule 36 that kind of allows us to, per plant species, we have to go through per plant this process and harvest that based off of some of those environmental factors and findings and all the NEPA work. So that's what this position does. It's been an exciting time, and it's going to be an exciting future. This game.
My name is Mike Lavoie, and I'm the manager for the Eastern Band of Cherokee's Natural Resources Department. The department was formed in 2016 through the joining of a long-term fish and wildlife program and existing environmental programs focused on air, land, and water resources. Today, our staff consists of roughly 30 employees, including technicians, biological and physical scientists, as well as administrative staff that help us sustain and meet our mission of conserving Cherokee natural resources for present day and future generations. The Cherokee home base, existing in the Southern Appalachians, is incredibly rich in natural resources, and these intact ecosystems and rich biodiversity found within the region are critical to maintaining Cherokee livelihood. For example, our economy is heavily supported by intact natural resources, with an outdoor recreation economy providing millions. We also continue to rely on healthy ecosystems, clean air, water, and land for a healthy community and human health. Ultimately, Cherokee natural resources underpin and support centuries-old cultural practices and values that continue to be critical for maintaining Cherokee identity and livelihood. Today we face many challenges in conserving our natural resources. Rapid development and population growth threatens to degrade habitats. We also face the challenge of long-term climate change, as well as non-native species and issues such as pollution. So although we face many challenges, there are also great opportunities on the horizon for us to make an impact that will last for generations. Our staff continues to work day in and day out to both use modern scientific tools and also traditional knowledge and contemporary cultural perspectives to meet our long-term mission. We do this through a variety of strategies. We monitor and work to do research to better understand our ecosystem and understand any trends that may require direct management action, such as restoration of our streams or timber stand improvement projects within our forested landscape. We also implement a regulatory program that helps the tribe exert self-governance and helps ensure that development is done in a sustainable fashion to meet both our economic development needs as well as our natural resource preservation concerns.
I hope you enjoyed hearing from our staff and learning about how we aim to fulfill our mission of preserving and instilling generational stewardship for our tribe. Ski.